What's going on, guys? We're back out on the Catalina again. This is going to be the second part to getting the interior done. If you missed the last video, we got the front half of the carpet knocked out and we got the front seat knocked out. Still need to do the rear seats, but I had run out. I didn't get enough, what do you call this thing? It's a mattress topper for the foam. So I had to pick up another one of those, and we're also going to knock out door panels. I got to make the whole door card and everything, and I got material for that, and I got my fabric that I want to use to cover the new door panels. But if you're new around here, this is my 59 Pontiac Catalina. I've been sitting for 40 years, and we're just getting it back on the road, and we're trying to make power tour with it. I think I got 7 weeks. Still got a long way to go. There's other stuff I should be doing besides interior, but it's the parts I have right this second. So we're just going to dive into getting these seats knocked out. And I did end up finishing the rear section of the carpet off camera. I'll show you that once it stops raining. And so yeah, we're just going to get to knocking these these two halves out for the back seat. And then we'll get them in the car and start working on these door panels. Okay, so I'm just going to end up doing the same thing I did on the rears. I just have this fabric here that we're using to cover the springs to keep the foam from getting pinched in between the springs and everything. It's working out great on the front seat. I've actually sat in it a lot. I've got in and out of it a bunch, just trying to make sure that it's going to be good, and so far it's working out great. For this stuff, we just put the hog rings on here to hold this down, and then we'll cut that foam out. It's pretty easy. I'm not sure how long this is going to last. I'm sure it should be just fine for as much as I'm going to drive this thing. Hot rods around here in Ohio, you're lucky to get 5,000 miles on them a year before you got to put them up. But either way, it's got to be done, and we're going to get it done. We don't have a choice. The hotels and everything are already booked. So power tour is going to happen whether we're done or not. So we just kind of get this close to the shape we need. I think one piece is going to do both of them, which would be pretty nice. See if we can't. Will it cover both? I'm going to say yes. Okay, so we'll just cut this down the center, cut it across there, and then we'll just hog ring it to it. Pretty simple. Definitely should have invested in some better scissors for this, but it is what it is. If you guys have any pointers for the next one that I do, somebody did comment though, and I had already finished the rear carpet off camera by the time they commented, and they were saying to do it in smaller sections, which I did end up doing in the rear, and it did work out a lot better. We don't have as many wrinkles, but like I said in the last video, the material I bought was just flat carpet, so there's really no way to get away from wrinkles, especially when you're putting it in a floor that's basically all over the place. But I think it turned out just fine. Obviously, I'd like to get better at this stuff, so if you guys have any pointers, or whatever you want to call them, because this is not normally something I do. I'm more of a put a motor in it, make it fast kind of guy. And if you haven't seen any of my videos on the Camaro, you can't see it right now. I have a LS swapped second gen Camaro. It makes like a little over 400 to the wheel. It's a it's a party animal. I was originally going to take it on power tour, but the T5 transits in it, I should have known better. They're not rated for that much power, but once again, what are you going to do? So I'm in the market for a transmission for that thing. I need a drive shaft for it too as well, because I made one, and after we put that gear in there, it's just spinning way too fast, and it's not in balance. But anyways, this video is not about the Camaro. It's about putting seats in the new hot rod. Anyways, these are the hog rings and the pliers. You just stretch them in here. Didn't really show any of this on the first video, so I figured I'd show you guys. Put them in here. You find the bar you want it to go around. Put it around it. Give it a squeeze. Pretty easy. But then again, I might be doing it wrong, because the new guy here. But just gonna go around both of these, get this tied down, then we'll get the foam out, cut it to size. And on the front one, my original plan was to put this down, then the foam, and then recover it with this again, but it wanted to rip the hog rings out of the fabric, so I just ended up throwing a seat cover over top of the foam. It looks okay. You can kind of see the foam on some of the corners, but I'm happy with it. Okay, I'm not gonna make you sit here and listen to me blab about absolutely nothing. So I'm just gonna get these tied down, and I'll come back once we're ready to put the foam on here. Okay, so this is what's left of the foam from the front seat, and actually, this ain't even gonna be wide enough. What do we do about that? It's gonna be about this much short. We just split the difference and call it good? Well, I think it'll probably be alright there, because my plan is I still have another one of those. I'll just grab it. The seat covers for the same one that I used on the front, just one of the truck covers. Come on, don't pull the whole shelf down. Okay, just another one of these, and my plan was to just hog ring it down to the frame. I was going to cut all these straps off the back of it because we don't need them for this anyways. Let's see what we can. But what I was wondering, do I cut it in half, since this is a two-piece seat? And if this is here, yeah, I think it'll be alright there, being that short. I don't think it'll really hurt it any. And if this folds under like this, I was just gonna hog ring this to the frame, just like that. But it does seem kind of short. I guess we just start hog ringing it, to be honest. But is it gonna reach over here? Yeah, I say we just start going for it. I can pull the hog rings back out if it doesn't end up working. but I think it'll be just fine. You don't sit on the edge, right? Yep, we're just gonna go for it. I'll probably trim this. Should I trim this down? Yeah. We'll leave this long so it folds over the back. That way there's padding up here. But if it just touches all the way across, we need to trim off the extra on the bottom. Okay, plan. We have one. Just gonna take a Sharpie. Just look pretty center. Yeah, that's pretty good. Take a Sharpie, we'll mark across the bottom where we don't need it anymore. Working on a floor is no fun. I need to get me a workbench. Okay. And then let's cut that off. And then the bottom, we'll use the new piece. Of course, this hit the floor the other day. Now it's all dirty. Wow, that is crooked as all get out. It's whatever, it's what it wants. Get our razor blade. Maybe we'll only trim this much off all the way across. But just gotta cut it 2 or 3 times. This stuff's actually pretty tough. Memory foam. It's a good thing you don't see this, because cut lines, not the best. Once again, if you have any pointers, I am all ears. Okay, put that on the floor so we lose it. Then if we line this up with the bottom evenly-ish, does that still give us, oh yeah, nailed it. Okay. Plan is to put this back on, like so. And then, yeah, we'll just start hog ringing this down up here. We'll get it started. Maybe do 4 corners, and then work it from there. That seems to be the best option right this second. Okay, where'd the pliers go? Dump some of these out. That way they end up in my tires later. Alright, tip this back up here. There's an old bar that's still running across the back of this from the original seat cover that I'm gonna try to, dang it, fail on the first one, guys, fail on the first one. If this was easy, I guess everybody would be doing it, right? Pull it down just enough, go behind the bar, fall off of it, just like that. I'll get you guys in here closer, just 1 second. We'll pull this side. Start right to corner. All right. Maybe we'll do one right in the center too, and then we'll do the bottom. Somebody stop me if I'm not doing this right. Oh yeah, it's just me. Get on there. Okay, there's the top. Steal a couple of these for the bottom. I don't want this to stretch over because I don't want the seat belt holes to be up in the middle of the seat. But then again, they might have to be. Oh, I didn't trim off all the buckles. Dang it. Let me just unbuckle them. And then we'll deal with them later, I guess. Okay, so we push that down, stretch it. I think we're just gonna have to have the seatbelt holes. I don't see any other way around it. Let me just put one here in the center. Let's see what happens. So I don't really have a plan B for this. And the other thing is this going to be enough for the bottom? Probably not. This plan might not work. Dang. Alright, I'm just gonna fight with this for a minute and see what I can come up with. Because right this second, I don't know. Okay, so I think I got it figured out. Problem is, we're not gonna be able to hog ring the seat cover all the way down to the bottom. And that's okay because the bottom of the seat is actually up off the floor. So I think it's actually gonna work out great. But what I've been doing is, there's this bar here. I just been pulling this down and hog rigging it to it every so often. I think though, what I'm gonna have to do is get this just attached to here on 3 sides, except for the bottom. And then I'm gonna take this and throw it in the car. And then we're gonna take the bottom and put it in the car as well. And we'll just see how it lines up, but I'm pretty sure that the back actually goes down behind the bottom a little bit. At least that's what I'm hoping for. And if that's the case, this should, man, the tornado out there. Anyways, if this is lower than the back, we're gonna be just fine. So I'm just gonna keep continuing to get the seat cover attached on 3 sides to this seat, and then we'll throw it in the car and see what happens. Okay, so what I thought was happening is what's going on. This is it in the car without any foam in the bottom yet. So once the foam gets in here, there's 3 inches of foam. So it's gonna put it right at the seatbelt holes, which is gonna work out just fine. And then the bottom, we'll just stretch it down, clip it on there, and it's gonna look just fine. But here's the carpet I was talking about. I did end up finishing that. And then on the front seat, this here is all you can see of the foam. I might cut the straps off of this one and add them on here, and then we'll put another strap across the back, and that will hold it over and you won't even know. So I'm gonna pull these back out, we'll get foam in the bottom, and then we'll just stretch these over it and it'll look mint. Okay, so here's the plan. I brought the bottom back in, I flipped it upside down on our new piece. I've traced around it, and I'm gonna cut this obviously to fit the top of this. And instead of hog ringing the bottom, because I don't want to cut the seat cover in half. I think it's going to create a gap, and then it'll be a pain to deal with. So the bottom has a bunch of bungee strap hook things on it. So to be able to get the seat out in the future without it being a complete hassle, I think I'm going to cut the foam. We'll put the bottom half back in the car, put the foam on there, and then we'll hook the bungees up, hook them to the bottom of this, and we'll see how that's going to work. That way in the future, it's not a pain to get the seat out, and you can still get it out in 2 halves. I don't know why I need to get it out, but anyways, that's how I'm going to do it, and I think that's the smarter way to do it. So I'm going to cut this foam, we'll get this back in there, and then I'll come back with another update. Alright guys, here it is. I am more than happy with that. The seat butt holes, they're kind of still high, but it doesn't bother me that much. It's starting to look really good. Carpet looks good, seats. Only thing left to do now is get these door panels made. I got some fabric that I like. We're gonna get that on there. And I've already stained the carpet, so what are you gonna do? But anyways, this is looking awesome, guys. So keep on moving. I'm gonna go in the garage here and dig out all the stuff I need to start making these door panels, and I'll be back with you. Okay, so these are the door panels that I have. We're gonna have to take these apart because in the top of them, it's actually metal here where it rounds the top here, and it looks to me like it's just kind of stapled in here. So I'm hoping that we can just bend these up without snapping them off, and then we'll transfer all these holes and everything to the new stuff. And the new stuff is actually what all this is laying on. It's called hardboard, not cardboard, hardboard. But anyways, my plan is obviously this one is missing half of it, and both of the front ones are in pretty rough shape. But they are just a mirror image of each other from one side to the other. So the plan is I'm gonna lay this on here and trace around it kind of big. Then I'll be able to get all my holes and everything. And I've lined it up on the bottom with where the factory door, or not the door, the factory cardboard stuff or hardboard, whatever it is, it runs right here. So I'm gonna trace all these holes, and then I'll trace around it. I'll cut it kind of big, and then we'll mirror image it. We'll just flip this over, do the other side. Actually, I'm just gonna cut one. I'll cut it big, and then we'll take it out to the car after we drill all the holes and everything, and we'll hold it up to the door, and then I can trace, if it's too big, which it probably will be, I can trace where it actually needs cut, and then we'll have the exact spot where it needs to be. We'll have all the holes already there, and then we just got to tear these apart to be able to get the top piece. Like I was saying, I'm hoping that these staple looking things are maybe just spikes that are actually welded to this piece of metal that's back here, because it goes down that far. So we'll find out, but hopefully that's what's going to happen. I probably should try to tear one of these apart real quick just to see. Actually, we'll go ahead and do this one because it's the worst shape and I can't get no templates off of it. So the plan is to just grab these little staple things, and then once I do this, if I can get these off of here, I can also use all of these little holes and we'll transfer them. Man, that's not working on. I'm gonna get a screwdriver. Anyways, then we'll be able to take a drill bit. We'll sit this on the new piece and we'll drill all of these little holes. We'll sit the new piece right back on there and just bend these tabs over, and that'll hold it together. And then I've got fabric, I'll show you guys that here in a minute, that I'm gonna cover these with. Looks nothing like this, but I like it. It's going on there. And yeah, let me grab a screwdriver and try to get this apart. Okay. Hopefully Hopefully this works out. Seems like it's going to. If I get them up just enough where I can grab them. Yep, that's the answer there. Bend them just enough where I can grab them with this. Then we'll bend them straight-ish. And then it should just come right off of there. In theory. Okay, now what? You peel up the side maybe? This does have a metal band around the edge. I'm not gonna reuse that. Hopefully that doesn't bite me in the end. So yeah, see that just peels right off of there. Ouch. Okay. Get this metal band off of here. I don't see the need for the metal band around the edge, so we're just gonna option delete that. Come on. Oh, it's like actually sewn to it. Really, we just need this. Perfect. These are, no, they're not staples, are they? They are staples. How do you staple through steel? I need that stapler. Anyways, in the top of this, it's stapled as well. How did it? All right. I need answers. Where do you get a stapler to staple through sheet metal? These staples don't even look big enough to be able to pierce through that. Wow, okay. That's how they did it. All right, so now we need this chrome strip off of here. Not too sure, but it is stapled through all the sheet metal as well. Wow, that's impressive. Do we just cut it close and then just glue our fabric up to it that close? My only fear is it gonna peel off? I mean, eventually it probably will. What to do, what to do? Not sure, guys, not sure. Well, I'm going to stare at this mindlessly for a little while. Try to figure out a plan on how to do that part of it. Because if I try to peel these off here, it's just going to ruin this felt strip, and I don't have new ones. And I'd really like to have that. I don't know. I'll think about it, and then I'll be back. Okay, guys. So I've got a little rhythm down, and I've got the two front panels done. So I figured I'd stop and show you kind of what I had going on. So after you tear apart the factory door panel, this is the one that I was messing with just in the last clip, and this here obviously goes on the top, and then the old board is literally stapled to this. I don't know if you guys will be able to see this, but there's literal staples in this that hold the board, whatever they used, to this. So what I've been doing is just prying up all the little staples so that way I can reuse them. It worked well in the other two. And then this is the chrome strip that went on the top edge of the door, and I was able to save those two. They are stapled as well. They have 4 or 5 staples in them. It just depends on which one's what. But okay, this is the panel, the first one that I made for one of the rear doors. I just laid the old pattern on this, cut it out over there. I was able to get the holes out of it, and then this is the top section that is actually what used to be stapled to here. So in order to have all the holes back, I just lined this up on here, and I took a small drill bit and I just drilled out all of the staple holes into the new piece of hardboard, and then pushed the staples through, and I was able to just bend the staples back over, and it's holding on there just fine. So then after I get to this point, I take it out, test fit it in the car. I had to oblong these holes just a little bit, and even on the original ones, you can see right here that they didn't even hit the center of that would actually be the window crank, because it was wearing out the backside of this hole. So we got it close, test fit it, and then these 2 holes here were just a little bit off, so I had to oblong those. So then after I get that side done, the other door is just a mirror image of one another. So then I brought this back in here, I laid it down, and if you notice, there is 2 different patterns on here and all kinds of squiggly lines. That's because at first I traced it this way, and then I realized that I forgot to mirror image it. So I actually had to flip it over this way to get the mirror image. I traced it again, and I know it looks crazy, but I know which lines to cut and which ones to drill and all that good stuff. So I'm gonna cut this out just because it's loud and it's kind of a little awkward, because all I have really to do it that was working okay is a Sawzall. Just hole sawed out the bigger holes, and then just used a 1/2-inch drill bit for the 2 smaller ones. Don't mind my table stands, just some old 22s that I got for free that I'll probably never use because they're terrible, but they was free. So I'm gonna cut this other one out, or maybe I'll just show you putting the fabric on this, and I'm sure you can see it is probably in frame. This is the fabric that I'm using. It's just an old, I do like it, but I do feel as if it doesn't really match the interior. It matches the car, but it doesn't really match the interior, so if I continue to not like it, I will swap it out for something different later on. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead, I'll cut this out, and then I'll come back when I show you how I'm attaching this to the new panel. Okay, so we're to the point of gluing this stuff down. Obviously I just cut it to length to fit on the door. We're gonna use this same, the glue that we used for the carpet. Pretty self-explanatory. Oh, come on now. You just wanna make sure you get everything real nice and good like. And I've just been doing it little sections at a time. Seems to be working better. And this stuff, you just wait till it doesn't stick on your finger when you touch it. It gets tacky. It actually works really fast, so you gotta keep an eye on it. Just flip this over. Try not to get any wrinkles. Pretty simple. Then I've just been lifting this end up to where we glued to. And this stuff, it really absorbs this. Hey man, you all right back there? You doing all right? This is Apollo. He's the newest addition. You doing all right? All right. You might want to go. You ain't gonna like the smell of this stuff. Okay, we just, you gotta put this on here kind of thick because it does soak it up pretty good. But like I said, I've just been doing little sections to not let it get too carried away. Anyways, put it on there. Get all these little bubbles off here because they do show through. And then once it gets sticky like that, grab the whole thing, tip it down, and then you just keep on moving. Go back to where you stopped. Wipe out all your little bubbles. I don't know why it drips like that. I've had a couple of the tips clog up already, so probably just user error. Okay, sticky. Flip it over. Push it down a little more. Keep on going. Once we get to the back side, it goes pretty easy on the back too. Gotta make a couple relief cuts, which I'll show you that once we get to that point. But like I said earlier, I've never really been the one to want to try to do interior because I've always been, I don't know how to do that, so I'm not doing it. Well, go try. It hasn't been that hard. It's tedious, definitely tedious, but just take your time and it'll turn out all right. Okay, after we get the front like that, make sure you guys can still see what I'm doing. Okay, you can. All right, then we're gonna trim off all this extra on the bottom. I'll leave a couple inches here. That way we got enough to glue around the back side. Don't have to be pretty, you're just getting off the extra. All right, trim that off, put that over there. Then we'll flip this over like so. And then we just start pushing the edges over. About like that. Wait for it to get sticky. I feel like sometimes this flashes faster than other times. Maybe I'm just crazy. But anyways, back to, don't be scared to try something. I mean, unless it's a $100,000 car. And better yet, don't even be scared to do that, because if it's yours, just work on it, man. You never know what you can do until you try. Pull this back up a little bit so we can get around the corner. Get glue everywhere. Then once we get it all glued down, we got these little corners here. I just been trimming them off. Just make sure you pull your edge tight. And then this little flap here, let's take the scissors and cut that off. pretty simple. And like I said, later on, if I ever want to change this, because I'm still not too sure about the colors and everything, but I don't have time to start over right now. This is what I have, and it doesn't look terrible. I'm picky, okay? I'm picky. Sticky, flop it. Make sure your edges are tight. And then this little extra here, we'll just cut her off. Wow, these are easier than the front doors. The front doors had a big swoop in them, so we won't even have to do any crazy little pie cuts or anything. That's pretty nice. Then this here, same as everything else. Get some glue on it. Once it gets sticky, flop it over. Okay, and then there's one more piece that goes onto this. We'll trim off our little ears or whatever you call them. Just like that. Just like that. Bring this over here, cut this one off. Easy as that. This here, that'll tuck when we put it in the car. Probably the same with this over here. We'll trim some of it off so it's not so much. Just like that. And then for the chrome trim, this here does get kind of tricky. So make sure you got the right one, but you just line up your little holes with the old holes like that, and then I just give it a little, and it shoves the old staple right through the new fabric like this, or it won't. Come on, you just gotta get it lined up right. One side, there's that one. That one. And then, I don't know where my, there they are. Just take the vice grips, stick them down in here, and fold over the back of the staples. This is the only part that kind of worries me, but none of them have been breaking, so it's got to be okay. I mean, they held for 67 years, so they can hold for a couple more. But I'm just going to go through here. We'll bend these over. Come on, don't make a liar out of me. Get in there. Anyways, you go through there, you fold all those over, and then as far as the door, the holes, I just been taking the scissors, push up on the bottom of my finger, give it a little cut, and then I just been cutting an X in it like this. Hopefully you guys can still see this. Just like that. Same on all the holes. Pretty easy. If I can do this, you guys can. I've literally never done any of this before. Okay. I'll go ahead and fight with these staples off camera, and then I might just trim this off here, and then I'll be back when we're ready to throw it in the car. Okay, We're out here at the car. Ow, low ceiling. This just hangs up here like this. Oh, we forgot to cut the lock hole. Dang it. Will this go through? Oh, we're good. We're good. Well, excuse you, sir. Me coughing on camera. I'm trying to record a video over here, man. What's going on? Oh, we got fabric underneath of it. Anyways, get this up on here. Get the lock thingy to go through the hole like that. And then we got all of our take the window crank, and then I just push these little pieces in so they don't get caught in the window crank. Make sure your little clip's on there. Boom, that's on there. And you got your door crank like this. Push it on there. Boom. And then the armrest. Where's the other screw? There it is. Okay. Everybody's out on their bikes today. This little town seems like everybody has a bike. As soon as it's warm, they're out on them. Oh, well, we didn't get that on all the way. It's all right. There's always a second try. This one tightened up. So I didn't get this all the way trimmed down far enough. So I might have to fix that off camera, but there she is. You guys will have to let me know what you think about it. Like I said, it does match the car, but as far as the interior, not too sure about it. We'll go look from the other side. I guess it don't look too bad. Oh well, it is what it is. We don't have time right now to change it up. So I'm happy with it for now. Oh, and I still gotta find screws for this handle over here, but we're getting really close, guys. But unfortunately, once again, it is Wednesday night. You guys will have to let me know what you guys think about it. We got the seat done, the doors done. So basically the interior is done and I'm happy with it for now. There might be a few things I tinker with later on, but for right now, it's looking really good. But next video, we'll probably be doing brakes on this thing. We got the disc brake conversion and we also got some steering parts, so we'll see what we can get into. But yeah, I do appreciate you guys watching. Please hit that subscribe button. We're almost to 1,000. But anyways, like always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.